Yeah, I think they've got probably the most momentum of the top three, or maybe playing the best football. You could say they're top of the pile now. They'll probably be replaced by Liverpool tomorrow, but they were top going into the international break. So you could ask, and you could argue that Arsenal are the team to beat, just because those fixtures you mentioned. I think it's going to be a massive ask of them to lift this title. Certainly not ruling it out. The strength that Charlotte talks about in depth there were 5 changes tonight, but you wouldn't have really known it. It was another commanding performance. It was interesting that he still picked, a number of his key men in terms of David Raya, the 2 central defenders, Martin Odegaard, of course, and Kai Havertz becoming increasingly influential. It's a collector's item to see Declan Rice not start a football match, but he still came on and got some minutes in his legs. Partey coming back, Saka, let's see if he makes it for Brighton. That's going to be a massive test at the Amex. And if they come through that, you start to think, well, perhaps these biggest tests they really could rise to. When I speak to people sort of at and around Arsenal, they weren't so concerned about the biggest matches these days in terms of the Tottenham's, Chelsea's, Man United's. And that's evidenced in the fact that they've picked up, 4 points against Man City this season, 4 points against Liverpool. That's more than either of those teams have in the 3 fixtures, in the sort of round robin against those same opponents. It's more the smaller matches, the likes of Luton Town tonight and Brentford previously before the international break. Sheffield United too. Yet Arsenal are coming through all of them in different ways. Sheffield United was rampant, Brentford less so, and tonight are sort of an in-betweener. But what we're seeing here is a Mikel Arteta team that year on year seems to have improved, matured. They've worked really well in the transfer market to correct deficiencies and fill gaps. They'll continue to do that in the years ahead. And I think whether or not Arsenal win the Premier League title or the Champions League this season, even if they end up empty-handed, the manner in which they are tapering, they're keeping players fit like Saliba, who wasn't there last season, unless they collapse in these weeks ahead, which I don't expect them to do, then I think they can hold their heads up high.